Hey guys, BJ the Brave here, back with some Warpforge content, and we are finally going to be releasing some Orc decks, guys, and we are starting out with my Gordrang Stomp deck. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better on this video. I've had a few issues lately and a few bits of feedback and suggestions from some of you guys around just bolstering the volume, so hopefully this is coming through nice and loud and clear. Let me know in the comments if you're feeling that, and hit that like button if it's working for you. Right, so on to today's deck. So what we are basically looking at is what can we do with Gordrang. Now the main reason for this, guys, I'm going to be honest, is I don't actually have the new Warlord yet, the new legendary Warlord. That guy is tier 1. I honestly think though that pretty much every Ork Warboss right now is either tier 1 or tier 2. So Orks are in a very strong place. So I'm bringing you today very much a sort of beatdown deck using the new Stomp mechanic, which works very well, to be fair, with Gordrang. So this is a very powerful deck, guys. I've barely lost with this deck, so it is very good indeed. So let's jump into the deck. Then we're going to look at some games that I've recorded for you, and then we're going to play a few live matches as well. Alright, so Gordrang Stomp. Obviously Gordy himself, for 2 energy, he gets +2. And the nice thing is, every time you remove something, he heals 2. So in a kind of weird way, he sort of ends up having around about the same, you know, he almost has around that 40 health mark, usually somewhere between 37 and 40 health on average per game when you work it out. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, Gordrang's ability itself gives him a little bit more survivability than the 35 HP suggests. So what we've gone for is a full-on beatdown mode here, and that means double Attack Squig, really good in the mirror matches, right? Being able to kind of like store your opponent's gym boss gives you the likelihood of potentially getting across the finish line first. The Grot Bombs are there primarily to give you more beatdown potential, but you can use this, for example, to try and kill a Gene Stealer or Biophagus or something that's in stealth as well. I think young Makari needs no introduction. We're going with double Bomb Squigs. These are the cards now in Orks that I feel have probably gone a bit too far, to be honest. They are making there's just too many ways to get hold of them, basically. Really powerful, and for only 2 energy, they're just phenomenal in terms of the amount of potential damage. I mean, there's a bit of RNG, sure, but when you work out what the upside is, it's a lot of damage. Now we've gone for both copies of the Old Ways. So the Old Ways gives Stomp to a friendly unit, and the first one we want to do is put this on Gordrang himself, so that then every time Gordrang buffs himself and clears stuff, he's actually doing additional damage to face. It's really powerful on Gordrang, this ability, and also we can even put it on things like for example, this guy, the Squighog Boyz, who already has Stomp, and that gives him +2. With Makari, that would make this guy 9 attack with Stomp, which is really powerful as well. So what else do we have? Barring the Old Ways, we have a single copy of Drag It Down. Now this, we don't have a massively kind of like go wide game plan here, but we do run things like the Gretchin Mobs. You can actually drop the single copy of the Veteran Stormboy and put a Grot in there. I think the Grot would be pretty good. That'd give you kind of the Gretchin Mob and 1 Grot, which obviously has type 2, so you can play out 3 of them. And that just really gives you some really nice combo potential with things like Drag It Down. Other than that, we have the new Grot and Bomb Squigs. These cards are absolutely phenomenal for 3 energy, right? Flanker with 2 energy, of course, with Makari, that's 3. And then they put down the inevitable Bomb Squig after they die. Proper Killy for the beatdown. Proper Killy is super powerful with Gordrang. Like I've said before in other videos, I don't think Proper Killy is that well suited to warlords like Ghazghkull, for example. But, I mean, Gordrang is absolutely murderous with that thing. Now, we have got a copy of the Runt Herd. Now, the Runt Herd's an interesting one, because I do think this is an absolutely phenomenal card. In this type of deck, the reason why I just have 1 copy, other than the fact that I only own 1, but I genuinely think I'd only run 1 even if I own the second copy, because what this deck could potentially do is run out of steam And what Run Herd does is it just gives you value for days, right? It stops you from running out of steam. So it's kind of good in that sense, but in a lot of games you won't, you won't use all your cards anyway. However, because they're under 5, it does tend to generate cards that are beat down cards. For example, things like the Tramplasquig, which we do run a single copy of. Potentially, if you drop the Veteran Stormboy, that's the one card I'm not sure about in the deck, is the Veteran Stormboy. I feel like that could either be a second Tramplasquig or the Grot that we mentioned earlier. Double Wall Bikes gives us more in beatdown. I have a single copy I'm looking about. Sometimes when you have 2 copies, I found that like you can just get a bit clogged up. Very rarely will we want to use No Mukkin About, but there are certain matchups where just having one of them to deal with that stealth, that Broodlord, or that maybe the Dark Angels get one of their big guys off, or a Venom Crawl or something like that. So a single Mukkin About I think is still viable. Ork Nob got his flank back, so he's back in. We got the double Skorcha Assault, which is just phenomenal because obviously they continue, as well as clearing the board, they continue with the beatdown plan. Very good in this kind of gym boss style approach. And then we have the Tramplasquig, which we mentioned, and then one of my favourite new cards, Zodgrod Wortsnagga. Now, of course, we talked earlier about having cards like Drag It Down, and Wortsnagga is a really great way. Wortsnagga is a really great way of generating this. Really like this guy, and I also really like his 1-drop special dose. This thing for 1 energy, giving you +3 and 1 health, that's a phenomenal buff for 1 energy. I'd like to see more 1 energy buffs like that actually in this game, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really happy with this card. I think this is a really cool card, to be honest. Then we got the double Squighogs, which again probably are a little overtuned. They're very, very powerful. Speaking of overtuned, we've got Squigbuggies, which I think now are probably the best 6E flankers in the game, with the value that they get from the Squig Bomb, and the single Veteran Stormboy. No Will of Gorks in here, no heal cards. This is like full-on beatdown decks. So let's have a little look. Now, when you're... Okay, so let's dive into the first game against Eldar. Now, Jain is actually one of the hardest matchups for this deck, and the reason for that is that Jain actually has a way of stunning our Warboss, and obviously a huge part of what we're trying to do with this deck is use our Warboss to just kind of beat face. So this is actually a really, really difficult matchup, to be fair. Now, we did take the start on 3 energy. We've gone ahead and just dropped the Run Herd straight away. He clears that with his Warlord ability. So we only got 1, but 1 is good enough. Now we're going to get the huge chopper, and we're going to play the old ways here. And this is just to get that stomp immediately on Gordrang. Although, to be honest, in this matchup, I'm not expecting, especially now, to be able to swing much with Gordrang. I imagine from this point on, our opponent will be prioritising stunning Gordrang. So he deck plays the Storm of Silence and drops the Stealth Ranger. Well, we go to Tramplasquig, because Tramplasquigs can deal with stealth units. But our Tramplasquig decided to just go face instead, which backfired horribly, because obviously the Ranger can take it out for free. And then he can attack Makari, drop the Warp Spider, and he still has the energy to stun us once again. And this is now the Jain's kind of pattern of attack, right? Just always leave that 2 energy to stun Gordrang, and in theory he should be safe. Now we're going to play out the Veteran Stormboy. We're a little bit worried about him having the not the Wave Serpent, what's the 6E flanker called that kills flyers. Now he takes the stun. I'm presuming he must have Banshee Mask in hand when he does that. Okay. I'm relatively happy with that, to be honest. Now, we are going to go here for an interesting turn. We decide to kind of like try and kind of race here. And the reason is that we We do have that Gretchin Mob in to drag it down. Now, I wasn't entirely sure about that, because leaving this guy up to attack is not usually a good idea. This thing's doing 4 damage for a 1 energy troop, and then leaving behind a stone which he will be able to collect now. But we have got our opponent down very low. So we decided to just play out the Bomb Squig and then drag down Jain herself. So we're putting her extremely low here, and obviously he's got to work. He's got to work through a load of vanguards, and then on top of that, he is going to take damage from the Bomb Squig. So he goes down to 1 health. Now, our Warlord is stunned, so we don't actually currently have a way to deal with it. But there we draw our Bomb Squig, Attack Squig, and that is going to be all she wrote. Quite a lucky top draw, top deck for us there, to be honest. But yeah, nice win against the Eldar. Okay, so next up we've got an Ork versus Ork match, and we're playing against the new Warlord Morgrim. So because we're going second here, like when you think about the defense card, I think if you've got the Squigbuggy, it's always worth taking the one that allows you to discount a vehicle by 2, and that's exactly what we're going to go with here. He actually chooses the Dust Storm, which is kind of interesting. We just use Chopper turn 1, hit down. He uses his Ferocious Rage again. So just kind of like beating down each other at the minute. And we're going to use Chopper. And do we use the Attack Squig here? We actually don't use the Attack Squig here. So this card is interesting, but it really isn't good playing this into Orks when you're going first, right? Because the Orks have the Extractor Rig. You've just played straight into a Squigbuggy, which just is a devastating. It's a devastating trade, isn't it? You know, 6 against the 1 gives us a nice, comfortable lead. Okay. So what he's doing here is he's using this to basically try and do a thing where he trigger all the bombs, but unfortunately for him, we only did 1 damage to him. And now he's having to attack to try and get rid of this, and it's just gone horribly wrong, really. That's all she wrote. Proper Killy, and you can see that's E5, guys. So I wanted to show you that game because what this deck can do is, like, you know, if you get 1 or 2 Bomb Squigs that go right, I mean, you can just win this game. Fight E5, game over. Alright, so next up we got Ursula Creed. Now we are going first this time, so we're going to get rid of the Stormboy and just keep the 2 and the 3 drop there. Now we do put the planetary invasion on, because primarily he's the one who's probably going to be playing out more units than us. And potentially also it could end up triggering one of our Bomb Squigs as well, which could be quite nice for us. So typical kind of powerful powerful start there for Ursula, getting the 3 units down when she's going second. So all we're going to do here is just clear 1. Let the planetary invasion do its thing. So he actually goes ahead and just draws a spell that turn. Then we just take the Scorcher. We could have played the Bomb Squig and attacked there. That was another way we could have played it, but I kind of wanted to save the Squig for a more threatening board. Now he actually doesn't have anything here, so we go ahead and play out the Gretchin Mob. And the thinking here is if you can't deal with the Gretchin Mob, then the Runt Herd's going to get some insane value next turn. And that's also why we drop this, to sort of maximise our wide board for as many mob triggers as possible. So if you're wondering why we did that over the old ways or over the hero power, it's exactly that reason. Okay, the artillery bomb does get rid of our Squig, who in turn hurts Gordrang. But it does mean that we still have 3 units that can attack this turn, which is going to be phenomenal for the Runt Herd. So down comes the Runt Herd, and probably the used chopper here. Ah, I see. So we wanted to see basically what we drew first before we committed. And then we actually got the untrampled, so we did that correctly. So don't go ahead and just use chopper until you see what you've got. This is a great synergy, by the way, that this guy attacks in your opponent's turn, but obviously with the Runt Herd up, that counts as a mob attack, so you get another unit. And you can just see the value that's created from this combination. It's absolutely phenomenal. Draws himself another spell. His opponent's got 10 cards in hand. But is it all going to be too little too late? Well, it sure looks that way, guys. It sure looks that way. Okay, oh, so the game froze. So obviously we had the used chopper and we had the Grot Bomb for GG. Next up we got Morven Vahl. Gonna keep that hand, but we don't have any vehicles. So I think what we should be doing is taking the double Grot Tower. And essentially, we can play this out, for example, turn 1. Hoping to get some extra triggers for the Runt Herd. Yeah, so with that defense spell, you're really looking at like what's in your hand. If you got the Runt Herd or the Wortsnagga, if you got that, you go with the Grots. If you've got the Squigbuggy, then obviously you go with the Extractor to get the cheaper Squigbuggy. Okay, so we're going to drop the Runt Herd here. Get the value. Double Bomb Squig for 1E. More Runt Herd value. And again, we got this combo off. But that's a nice comeback mechanic for him. We're going to be worried about the Sacred Rose Sister combo with the once he's got the 3 faith up. he plays this first to get himself up to 6 faith. And he's actually got more health than us at this stage in the game. Now we have got a lot of things that are sort of high value here that we need to sort of set up. And we know that explosion was going to take the shield off, and that does set up the Squigbuggy to be able to take that out. What we're going to do here is actually attack into this, weaken it, and that sets up the Squighog Boyz. Finally we can get to play out some of these Bomb Squigs that we've got nice and cheap. You can see when you get to this stage of the game, guys, we've just got so much damage potential, haven't you? Like from the invulnerability of this. But obviously he's got the perfect answer here, which is the Miraculous Feat, making him invulnerable for a turn. So just doing what you can to clear the board. Obviously not scared of any bomb damage there. But I mean, obviously, with the things that we've got here, we can just set things up so we can play the old ways. We can put out all the Bomb Squigs. And just the explosion damage alone is such a problem for him now. So he goes with the Vanguard option to try and protect his boss. He's going to even put the shield on there. And the question is that enough? We draw the second Proper Killy. Oh boy. So what we do here is we just start by attacking this, getting the third bomb down. That way if the explosion hits our own unit, it could trigger another bomb. And that's all she wrote. Plenty of energy left to get the double Proper Killy. And I'll just use Chopper. That's GG. You can see just how much reach we had there. Pretty insane. So there you got it, guys. Let's jump into a live match. Okay. We'll get rid of the War Biker here. And we'll definitely take the next vehicle costing 2. Grot Tower not very good against Ghallaron because obviously he gets to heal. Plus we have the Squigbuggy in hand, so it makes all the sense in the world. One of the good things about this matchup is you can just play this. Just keep kind of like hitting face because he needs units to kill, right? To get his shenanigans off. So we will just kill this. And we'll drop the Grot Bomb. Getting the nice 2 health heal there. And this is where our discounted Squigbuggy comes in handy. Now obviously he's finally got some units to kill, but there is going to be some backlash damage. So what does he do? It's a difficult unit for him to get value off of, right? Like using his power and getting a free Dark Pact, because the unit would get damaged from the explosion, so he doesn't really want to do it. Oh, okay, so he's going to put the Litany of Despair on here and use Traitor's Hate. Fair enough, but he can't get a unit down to kill it, but he will get the heal. Now he has just played Traitor's Hate. Kind of makes me think that the Gretchin Mob is okay, but in this matchup, like, I feel like we're just enabling his stuff. So what is a better play here? Let's have a think. I think we're going to play this. I think we're actually just going to stick. Yeah, I think we're just going to stick the Stomp on this. And we're going to make use of the Grot Bomb while we can. And we're just going to go full on beat face mode. That is a problem unit. I don't want to leave it up because if he gets Vanguard, it just becomes an even bigger problem. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin that and I'm going to hit face this turn. If we'd done one extra damage, then we would have charged it with the Grot. Okay. So he uses this turn to go invulnerable, so now we can actually play this out with the Wortsnagga. Okay, maybe we can't. So we have to play this. So, he needs lethal. What could he have? I guess he could have Vengeance plus Murderous Desires would do it. I presume the Runt Herd dies to a flanker. So what we can do here is if we play this first, and then if we play this followed by this, we can damage this guy, and then the overkill from this should now hit face, and then the 4 damage is enough to kill it. Kaboom. GG. Erika. We are going first. I think we can take the extra card because if we're going to win this game, we're going to kind of try to end the game quicker than our opponent. So we're going to start with this. Okay, so I actually got prayer. I think what we'll actually do is we'll put this on now as our chance to just kind of set up the overwhelm, and then we'll yeah, prevent the prayer again. Now he has got 2. Oh, he ran Sacred Altar. Okay, so Sacred Altar plus prayer is how he's got the 2. In theory, Scorched Assault, if it does 4, means we clear the board. It really is just a theory. Or we could play Runt Herd, Attack Squig the Lord. Yeah, I think I like that more. Sets this up, it stops the prayer, and it also stops him praying next turn. It stops the gain of faith, and it stops him praying or attacking next turn. Such a good one-drop, the Attack Squig. It's one of those cards that, having played Orks a long time, more and more just starting to think that 2 of them should just be in every deck, to be honest. Not sure about that turn. And we probably walked into one of his AoEs here. Like, maybe a bit too desperate to get Wortsnagga down. Interesting. Guess he's hoping that the explosion kills one of these. But it did not. What would I rather get here? Would I rather get another one of these out now? Or would I rather get another unit? I think I'd rather get another unit. But then do you want the one drop thing next turn actually? Yeah, I think we'll do it the other way. Definitely a few different options though. Definitely a few different lines of play here. Oh, okay. This is a heck of a. This is like a heck of a draw for him here. Although the funny thing about Hallowed Martyrs is it does backfire a bit against Bomb Squigs. Potentially. I believe that might just be GG. Depending on where these explosions go. Just fireworks. I mean, like, I've got to be honest. It does have these like hilarious moments, though. I can't imagine that's very much fun to play against. I really can't. So there you go, guys. If you are running Gordrang, and like me, you don't have the new Warlord, the new legendary Warboss. As you can see, this deck is like super powerful at the minute. I've literally lost like a couple of games with it. It's just flying. So super powerful. You feel like you've just always got options. And most games end before E7. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Hit that like and thumbs up. And if you did enjoy this video, then check out this video next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.